Dollar signs in the chat if you want to know where the money's at. Dollar signs in the chat if you want to know where the money's at. That money gonna pop. Dollar signs in the chat if you want to know where the money's at. Now we talk about money a lot on the show. I throw a lot of plays at you, and every week at some point I want to give a lesson. So last week, we did a lesson. We did the index. Today I want to talk about portfolio diversification. So, in the chat, I want you to tell me 20 plus, 30 plus, or 40 plus your age. Just tell me, are you 20 plus? Are you 30 plus? Are you 40 plus? Type your age in the chat. I know some of the ladies going to lie, and that's okay. 20 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus. I want to see what's the age group we have. Okay, we got 30 plus, 30 plus. Natty's 20 plus. Okay, Sauce is 20 plus, 40 plus. Okay, we got a lot of 30, 40. We got a couple of 20s in here. Shout out to my 20 pluses. First of all, shout out to my 20 pluses. I fucks with the 20 pluses. You know why I fucks with the 20 pluses? Because you could be anywhere, but you are here with the grown folk. This shit gonna have y'all fucking eons ahead of people your age. Eons ahead of people your age by being here with us. I'm telling you, it's going to give you a tremendous intellectual growth spurt that you just will not be able to get anywhere else. Okay, so shout out to that. So it seems like we have a lot of 30 plus year olds. So let's 20 plus 20. So let's take a look at here. We're going to talk about portfolio diversification. So I'm going to talk about the 20 plus portfolio diversification. When you're putting together your portfolio and you're 20 plus, single, no kids. If you got kids, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. I don't even know what to do with you. You might have to just act like you 30 plus if you got kids. 20 plus, your portfolio diversification is going to be 50% crypto, 50% stocks and bonds.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
50% crypto. Okay. Half of that crypto portfolio is going to be Bitcoin.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
20% of that remaining half is going to be altcoins. Okay. And 5% is going to be meme coins. You're going to play around. You're going to play around with the meme coins. You're going to find a good, right now, I think the according to GNN Network, the meta right now is Zeus. Zeus is the meme coin. Shout out to Fat. Maybe you want to take a gamble on Fat on the Solana network, Zeus on Ethereum, Dog on Bitcoin, according to GNN Network. So yeah, 20% altcoins, 25% Bitcoin. All right. On the stock side of things, go aggressive. Go aggressive. Go all tech stocks. 100% tech stocks on that side. Don't even blink. Don't even fucking blink. Just all tech stocks. If you're 20 plus, you want to go heavy tech stocks, heavy AI stocks.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Mad aggressive. We're going mad aggressive. If you're 20 plus, you want to go super aggressive with your portfolio because you got no kids, you got no wife, you ain't got shit to lose, right? Because at the end of the day, you're 20 plus. What are you going to do with the money? You're actually probably going to drink it or smoke it. Well, you might fuck it. Okay. So you want to, at a young age, I would say, let's talk about that another time. So that's your portfolio diversification. Okay. It's Friday, serious. Welcome, man. 30 plus, 40 plus. I'm gonna put y'all in the same category. You 30 plus, you it's time for you to grow up. I will say you want to be a little bit more aggressive than 40 plus. So 40 plus people pay attention, 30 plus people pay attention. What you're going to do is you're going to go 70% stocks and bonds, 30% crypto. And these things, not financial advice, do your own research. And these things could vary, it could vary based upon your taste. If you want to get more aggressive, that's on you. But I would say 30%. Now that 30%, I would say that 30% crypto, you go heavy, super heavy on Bitcoin. I want to say like 80% Bitcoin. Okay. And then I invest 10% of any profit I make. There you go. And then you got altcoins. Yeah, pick an altcoin, maybe one or two. Meme coins, you probably old. You don't got a lot of time. Fuck the meme coins. If you got a little bit of time, you want to sit down and learn a few things, get you a wallet, get you some ETH, and go ahead and get you some meme coins. You want to go for blue chip meme coins. Okay? Some's got a good, strong community. Some's got a high market cap. Something that's stood the test of time, okay? But expect to lose all of your money if you put it into a meme coin. That's not financial advice, do your own research. On the other side of things, you want to have a more balanced portfolio. So when you talk about like stocks and bonds, I think you want to have a more balanced portfolio. So I would probably say like 60-40 might be a good way to do it. Maybe even 70-30. Heavy on the tech stocks, heavy on the blue chips. Get you some Eli Lilly, not financial advice, and do your own research. But you want to go heavy on the blue chips. Okay? Heavy on the blue chips. And if you want to balance out your portfolio, the best way to balance out your tech stocks and your blue chips, your stocks. Some people like to buy bonds. Other people, I would say, is to buy gold, silver, and bullets. Gold, silver, and bullets. Because they usually trade inversely. When your stocks are up, gold usually goes down. And when gold goes up, stocks go down. So it's a good way to hedge your bets. And so you call that hedging. And if you have ever taken a Shaka Atmos class, you know that hedge means money in ancient Kemet. Federale says bond rates are pretty good and guaranteed profit. Bond rates are good. Bond rates are pretty good. Absolutely. It is guaranteed profit. The government backs that by your ass. That is true. So if you want to balance it out, you can do the bond thing. It's just a little slow. Okay. Third Eye Blind, great reminder. Dividend stocks. Dividend stocks are great. If you got a stock that's giving dividends, many of the blue chips do. But if you can get, a nice dividend stock portfolio, like Amex gives dividends, but see what, kind of dividends you got out there. You can build a nice little portfolio. What is your index versus individual stocks? Okay, let's talk about that. 40 plus, you go on index funds. 40 plus, you don't know how to work a Bitcoin wallet. 50 plus, you don't know how to work a Bitcoin wallet. You don't know what a public address is. You down bad in technology. So we're going to have you go in ETFs. And we're going to talk about an ETF today. You go in ETFs, you go in index funds, and your portfolio is going to be, which age group is getting ETFs? 40 plus. 40 plus is going ETFs. Okay, 40 plus is going ETFs. 30 plus, don't fuck with them ETFs. Some shit is corny. I'm telling you right now. Shit is corny. People will argue with me about that. I won't argue back because they might be right. I ain't fucking with no ETFs. Although I'm technically, we're going to talk about ETFs. So technically I am involved in ETFs, but REITs are good too. 40 plus, look at them REITs. Yeah, real estate owned. REITs are good. That's your real estate. Your real estate ETFs, REITs, yeah, those are amazing. You can find you a nice REIT. So that's your 40 plus crowd. Okay. You never see no big gains on ETF. You're not gonna see no big gains on ETF. That is slow money. Okay, that is slow money on an ETF. Okay, I'm telling you right now, you are not going to 4x your portfolio in 3 years on an ETF. I promise you. You're gonna get 5%, 10%, maybe even 40% on an ETF. You know, in a single year. But if you pick the right, if you get pick the right AI stocks, QQQ is a good one. QQQ is a good one. That's a good one. QQQ is a nice ETF. Okay. What else am I leaving out? So we're talking about portfolio diversification. Military industrial complex is always a good look to add to your portfolio. But yeah, I think I covered everything. That's how you want to diversify your portfolio. Okay. S&P 500. Yeah, you got the S&P 500. You got different ETFs based upon the S&P 500. So you got your spiders and all that stuff. Yeah. Third Eye Blind says, do not sell. I would say, do not sell for cash. That's what I would say. Do not sell for cash. Sell for another asset. So if you sell your stocks, which you'll probably pay capital gains tax on, be prepared to move that to another asset. VOO? Yeah, VOO is good. Vanguard. Okay. What is compounding your money? Well, you can go to the dictionary, you can go to Google, you can check you can check Grok, and Grok will explain that to you. I'm not gonna explain that to you. You can go Grok that. Okay, go Grok what compounding interest is. Okay, compounded gains. You can go type that in. Okay. All right. Is there a way to get around capital gains tax? Well, I'm going to ask you to talk to your accountant. We have one in the chat. Where's Trish at? Trish, is there a way to get around capital gains tax? I'm going to stay within. That's a different class. That is tax class, and that is not my expertise. I know how to get the money. I don't know how to hide it. That's not something I'm good at. There are trusts for people who can afford those. Yeah, if you can get that 40 plus trusts. 40 plus trusts. If you're 20 plus 2, if you can get into a trust, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Just lose your keys in a boating accident. You could do that too. So speaking of ETFs, I actually have one today that I want to discuss. I'm going to put this on the screen. As you can see right here, this is a controversial one. This is a controversial ETF. And I'm going to warn everybody right now. Okay, so let's look at the year-to-date chart. Okay, this is the year-to-date chart. Let's talk about this really fast. You're welcome, sir. A lot of people will tell you that investing in a Bitcoin ETF is a bad idea. They'll tell you, just buy Bitcoin, just buy Bitcoin, just buy Bitcoin. And that's what you would call a crypto purist. And crypto purists are assholes. Never, ever, 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 ever listen to a crypto purist. There's just so much fucking bias. What they say is true, but it's so much fucking bias. Okay? It's just, there's a lot of dangers that come along with possessing your own crypto. Like, if you buy the Bitcoin ETF, you can't lose that. You can definitely lose your Bitcoin. You will misplace something, or something happens and you can get hacked, and yeah, there's a high amount of risk possessing Bitcoin, a high amount of responsibility when it comes to Bitcoin. We're talking about air gap computers, and you're going to have to get really technical. If you really have a large amount of Bitcoin, you want to keep it safe. There's a tremendous amount of responsibility. You might want to even get a safe deposit box, okay, for your Bitcoin. So yeah, there's a lot of responsibility. So if you don't want that responsibility, do not listen to these fools. You can get access to the Bitcoin market, and one of those is BlackRock's IBIT. The ticker on this is IBIT. Okay, and this is the iShares Bitcoin Trust. This is the year-to-date chart. And basically, BlackRock invests in Bitcoin. In fact, let's go ahead and pull up the company description here. And it says here, June 8th, 2023, iShares Bitcoin Trust was launched by BlackRock, a leading global asset manager and ETF provider. The trust allows investors to incorporate Bitcoin into a standard brokerage account. In addition to its pricing aspect, IBIT's appeal lies in its ability to alleviate the operational challenges linked to direct holding of Bitcoin, along with the potential mitigation of substantial trading expenses and complexities in tax reporting. Okay. Trish says you can offset your gains by taking losses and take the gains over several years. There you go. There you go. Okay. So this is IBIT. This is IBIT. And there's other Bitcoin ETFs. Trump has an ETF coming out. Trump has a Bitcoin ETF. He's got a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. And I over the long term, I wonder how these things perform compared to Bitcoin, right? Like, I just wonder how that all works, you know? So don't be afraid of the ETFs. And the older you are, the more you should love ETFs. The younger you are, you need to fuck them ETFs. And they can get it fucking aggressive with your portfolio. Get extremely aggressive with your portfolio. Please do. Anyway, speaking of blue chips, I got another blue chip play for you here today. Some people are invested in this company. Comes straight out of China. Alibaba. She was Alibaba. I got Lady Gaga. Alibaba launches AI image generator. Quenvelo. I'm sure this is going to have a great impact on the company as China tries to compete with the United States of America in the realm of artificial intelligence. Okay. Hold on, let me just. And speaking of artificial intelligence, there were some rumors that Mark Zuckerberg was poaching talent, employees from OpenAI. He was poaching talent from OpenAI, and OpenAI makes a move. Says here, Crossing Minds, a startup that provides AI recommendation systems to e-commerce businesses, said on Thursday that its team is joining OpenAI. The startup was backed by Index Ventures, Shopify, Plug and Play, and Radical Ventures, and has raised more than $13.5 million across multiple rounds, according to Crunchbase. Now, some of you don't know what Crunchbase is. Crunchbase is something you should be familiar with. Everyone should be familiar with. And I'll pull it up right here. Let's go to Crunchbase. So basically, Crunchbase, you get all types of information. There's a paid version, there's a free version, but you get all types of. Oh, they got AI built into this bitch now? Oh, shit. So let's go ahead and just type that in. Crossing Minds. Okay. So you can type in, please verify you're human. Oh, my God. All right. So we're going to type in Crossing Minds. And there we go. You can go in here, you can find companies, private companies, and you can take a look and see what are they actually up to. That's the interesting about this. Looks like they have a growth score, heat score, all types of stuff. The thing I use this for is to find out how much money they've raised. That's what I like to look at. So they got a employee account, 11 to 50. Investor profiles, you can see who invested in the company. So if you guys ever like create a product or something, or you build a business and you want to see, you know, a business that's kind of like yours or in the same lane, you can go and see who's invested in other businesses and then say, okay, I want to reach out to Zach Williams here. Zach Williams invested in this business. Zach, will you invest in my business? You know, let's go into financial details. So they had 8 funding rounds. I'm going to go ahead and jump off the building. I'm going to jump out the window and say 8 funding rounds. OpenAI saved them. Usually, if you need 8 funding rounds, something's wrong. You're not turning a profit. So usually it starts with a seed round, and you got A, B, C, D, E, F. Once you start getting past F, it's like, damn. How many funding rounds do you need until you get profitable? And a lot of this stuff is, so you can see here. Let's see. So they did 2 seed rounds. Sometimes you break up the seed rounds. Sometimes you break up the rounds. So you got a venture round. They did a convertible note buy. And that's usually attractive to investors, a convertible note. Basically, it's like a loan. Convertible notes are like a loan where they guarantee their money. You got to pay that shit back. Or they can just convert it into equity at a later date. It grows as the company grows. They got a non-equity. Okay, so then the Series A. So, I mean, I wouldn't. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's 8 rounds total. It looks more like some more fundraising. It looks like, I would say maybe 3 or 4 rounds I would consider this. They got a corporate round, so they let some other people get a piece of this. So it doesn't look like it's drastically bad. And then you can see who's in here, right? You can see who invested. Cassius Cam got in on the seed round. Shout out to Cassius Cam. And you can see who's investing in what. And that's a good idea to follow things and business and see how money is flowing, etc. And you can kind of make predictions off of this too. Like what people are interested in. So we see Comcast, NBC Universal is looking to get exposure to artificial intelligence. And now Comcast, NBC is getting into that. Shopify is in here. So Shopify is going to be leveraging AI. So if you're an investor or Shopify, it might make you feel a little bit better. But I would suggest, so that's Crunchbase. That's Crunchbase, where you can kind of spy on companies and see what's going on, get the news and all of that stuff. But I would suggest getting a book on this stuff. What's a good book on funding? I think a good one would probably be, I hate recommending this book, but it's like a good beginner book. It's here, let me get you a link. This one's from Jason Calasanis. And it's some of you folks got some real paper. So if you guys want to get into angel investing, this is a good explainer. It says how to invest in technology companies. Timeless advice from an angel investor will turn $100,000 into $100 million. And it explains a lot. You guys can learn a lot more about the world of investing. And this is when you get some serious paper. Is there any other books? I would start with that one, even though I don't like Jason. He's kind of weird. But you can learn a lot from Jason. You don't have to like somebody to learn from them. I would also say, you can study this type of stuff. You can go to I'll give you a YouTube channel for some free advice if you want to learn this stuff. You should go right here. It's kind of scammy company. I mean, I might get in trouble for saying that.
In 2005,
Y Combinator. They're super popular, but they've kind of monopolized the seed world, and it's just a lot of controversy in this. Somebody else is another podcast that I personally listen to. I like the most. This guy right here. His name is Harry Stebbings. This is a 20-minute VC. I've recommended this in the past. I'll give you that link right there. You should probably subscribe to his channel. And that takes you into the world of venture capital. And you can hear, when you listen to that, you'll get caught up really fast. And basically what he does, he just has literally 20-minute conversations. It seems like they're longer now, though. God damn, he's doing longer ones now. He's moved into long form. Wow. Okay. This is interesting. I haven't listened to his stuff in a while. But he talks to venture capitalists, like some of the greatest venture capitalists on earth. So you can start to see how they think, what they want to invest in, the drama between them. It's It's an interesting world. HA has been at least 85%. Has been at least 85% all positive games. What are you talking about? What happened? What? Mike has bad knees. What am I? I just want to turn $100 into $1,000 first. You want to turn $100 into $1,000? Go buy a lawnmower. Do arbitrage. Start a power washing business. There's like a whole bunch of like, go on YouTube and type in, no, go on X and type in like side hustles. There's a whole bunch of like videos of how to turn $100 into, start a, and sell hot dogs at the gas station. 1,000 to 10K, same thing. Unless you want it passive, you want it passive, 1,000. Like to give you an example, NFADYOR cost me $10,000 to start. So when you say 1,000 to 10K, I'm thinking like this is a small hustle. You can wait a year and turn $100 into 1,000, maybe. You can turn 1,000. The thing is, if you're looking at this stock market as like a quick come up, you're in the wrong business. That's not what you want. If you're looking to turn $1,000 into 10,000, you can gamble. You can go to Las Vegas. You can go to Atlantic City. You can go to the meme market. You can go to the meme coins, and you can gamble there. It's certainly a gamble. Detailing, car detailing, dog walking, dog poop pickup, eBay. When I was younger, that's how I made my money. Good old eBay. eBay was good. It was good to me. I remember the first time I flashed $3,000 on MySpace. Somebody hit me up and said, damn, we was young though. Niggas never seen somebody flash $3,000 before, but I got lucky. Well, I wouldn't say lucky. It was more like I built my eBay business and then I got known for it. So then everybody used to bring me shit to sell and I took a percentage. And then one day my cousin comes to me and she says her girlfriend, I guess they were lesbians. They were definitely lesbians. She's like, yo, my girl is, she works at a camera store and the camera store is throwing away all these cameras. Do you think you can sell them? And I said, I sure can. And I took a huge chunk of that money. Yeah. So those cameras are going for like $300, $400, $500. I was taking 50% of that. Smacked him over the head. I was definitely a shrewd businessman. She was like 50%. Like, you got anywhere else you gonna sell this many cameras that fucking fast? You've given me 30 cameras and you think you're gonna sell 30 cameras? Show me where you're gonna sell 30 cameras. And she's leveraging my eBay account. And anybody knows anything about eBay accounts, they've got to be seasoned. Right? Like you get a star rating and that trust means everything. So when you get like 100-star rating and you got like 99% satisfaction, I could move some shit because I got trust, Yeah, high rating, not a high rating. You know what I'm saying? So, and then plus I'm handling shipping and handling. So that means I'm buying boxes, I'm packing the cameras to make sure they don't break. I'm testing the cameras to make sure the cameras actually work before they go out because I don't want to send broken stuff. Middleman. Yeah, middleman business. So, it started out as me selling my dad's old equipment. Like my dad would be like, yo, sell this from me. So like, really it was like my dad was like, he was like financing me, but like through my business. So he'd find stuff that he didn't want anymore and be like, sell this because he knew I needed money. So I built my rating up off my dad's old, studio equipment or whatever it was, his music equipment. I was selling my own shit. I was selling like clothes that I had that was just fly that I probably only wore once. I would sell shit just so I could take girls on dates. You know, I'd be like, all right, so I got a Friday, I got a date. I would set up my dates based upon when that eBay check would hit. Like, shorty, you know, I'm kind of tied up this week. What you doing next week, though? I got to move. I wouldn't tell him, but I got to move a couple of cameras. I got to sell this jacket. Stick listening. Shout out to Stick. We gonna get Stick on the channel real soon. We got to talk to Stick. I want to hear all of his stories, all of his Jersey stories, man. You know. But yeah, you know, you just go online, look at, you know, side hustles, YouTube, you know, side hustle 100 to 1,000, you know. You know what's really popping right now? Y'all want to do something really popping? I could show you something. Here, watch this. I'll give you guys something. 20 plus, pay attention. 20 plus, and you got to be fucking consistent though. That's the only thing with this shit is you got to be fucking consistent. This is, you want to make you want to turn $100 into $60,000. I'm gonna show you how to take $100 and turn it into $60,000. Hold on. If I can find it, hold on. Where did I save that again? Shit, where did I save that? Hold on, I'm gonna get it to you in a second. Hold on. Or I might have to. Did I? Yeah, I could have sworn I saved that shit. Hold on. I really, morally, I don't want to do this. Morally, I don't like this business, but you can make some really good paper. Where is it? It was a tutorial. It was like a 45-minute tutorial on how to make YouTube money. I have a feeling it's gonna get oversaturated and like really fast. If it's not oversaturated already. Demic actually does this. Demic makes like $2,000 a day doing this shit. I can't find the one video I had. This guy was really good. But if you just type in like faceless AI YouTube channel, you can grow a YouTube channel to like 300. Like someone doing like 300K in 2 months, 300K subscribers in 2 months. But they're monetizing it with e-commerce stores selling digital products. That's how they're making the big money. But you got some people that'll make like 60,000 in 2 months, 6K in a month, you know, that type of shit. But you really got to sit down. You got to be like, you got to make it your job. If you make it your job, you can make paper. But it's basically a faceless AI account. Like if I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's see if this pops up. Why didn't it pop up? Does he have a new page? Oh, okay, here we go. So this is one of his pages. This is one of Demic's pages. How many followers he got on here now? He's got 29 million. So this is one of Demic's pages. It's got 29 million people on here. And it's just, yeah, he's just fucking pumping out videos. And he gets paid, through the Facebook program. Makes like $2,000 a day. Looks like he's doing with AI now. Or is he paying? He might be paying somebody overseas. Last time I checked, he was paying somebody overseas to produce the videos and then pumping them. But he's been building this business for like years now. Yeah. He's got a crazy big house. He's had all the fancy cars. He had the Tesla truck with the wings go up. He's had every fucking car you can fucking think of. He had the S Benz or some shit like that. You have to be very consistent. You've got to be very consistent. You have to be very consistent. You cannot miss a beat. It will not grow if you miss a beat. You've got to like be pumping out content like this. 2K a day from that is crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy, but you can do it. You can do it. You can absolutely do it. You know? So like if you want to turn $100, consistency is the hardest part. Consistency is the hardest part. You know, consistency is definitely the hardest part, but you can do it. So somebody asked 100 to, there you go. You can pay, Markel? What you need me to code? I code with AI. Can I code with AI? Anyway, that's our money updated today. Now you should look and smell like money. You should look and smell like money.